Hey, hello, I'm JulieJo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're not new here, welcome back. If you're wondering what the hell's going on with my lights behind me, they fell, right? So I just stuck them back on randomly. So I'm gonna fix whatever the hell this is after the video, but I just wanted to get them up, have some fun lights on, and do the video. We are going to watch someone we haven't seen in a while on my channel, but that I do have quite a few videos over, Colleen Nichols, also known as No Shame Sales Game. I haven't covered her since I've hit 20K, or I think even since I've hit 15K or whatever, so I'm sure a lot of you haven't actually seen her videos. I'm gonna put some down in the description so that you can go take a watch if you want after this. She is one of the most condescending people I've ever met in my life, and she's also someone that doubles down even though what she is doing is super shitty. Today we're going to watch a training from her, and it's called Free Mini Trainings, 5 Things to Do When Business is Down. Something about MLM coaches like Colleen that makes me question how successful they actually were is, if you were making so much money in your MLM, if you were doing so well, why did you have to start coaching and making more money? Why did you have to start this new business venture if things were going so well? People don't normally do that if they're making a ton of money in their MLM. I actually believe she's making a lot more in her coaching scam than in her MLM scam. Don't forget, you can subscribe to my channel, you can hit the like button if you enjoy the video, and you can also hit the bell button if you want to get notified when I post. I am an affiliate for Liquid IV. If you want to use my link, you can. It's down below in the description.
It's the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about your soft skin. Cause we're still sleeping in my head.
Let's watch.
Good morning. For those of you who I do not yet know, my name is Colleen Nichols and I am the heartbeat behind No Shame Sales Game and Direct Sales Growth Community. And today we're going to talk a little bit about what to do when business is down. I'm going to give you 5 things that you can do if you're someone who's experiencing a dip in business. Now, I've been talking.
I think the majority of people in MLMs are experiencing a dip in business because one of our favorite people, Megan Desart, said that MLM is down by 60%. Now, do I think that she's right? I don't know if 60% is the right number, but it's obviously down. Am I going to use her as a source and joke about it? Yeah. So apparently MLM is down 60% per Megan Desart, you know, considering she moved to MRR and now hates MLM, even though she has been in several of them. So this makes sense why Colleen will want to do this.
To entrepreneurs across the board, whether they are in network marketing, social sales, whatever. And the vast majority, I won't say everyone, the vast majority are down year to date from last year. So it's anywhere from, they're down 15% to 50%. And
15 to 50. Okay, so Megan's not that far off if it's like she says 60. 15 to 50. 50. 15 to 50. I love that Colleen said it. I love that she said it out loud. I want to hear why y'all think it's down. I'd love to know why y'all think it's down.
Some people are feeling panicked. Some people are wondering, is it just me? And one of my favorite things to do is always make everyone feel like it's never just you, right? So I want to talk about that. And if you're here and you're live, and
I'm sorry to pause it so fast, but that's really funny that she says that. I don't know if y'all watch Colleen or No Shame Sales Game. I don't know if y'all have seen her very much, but if you have and you watch her stories, she does something that is actually the opposite of what she's saying here. Someone will post something disagreeing with her or pushing back on one of her posts, and she will screenshot it, post it on her story, or make a post about it, and pretty much call them out for being the only one thinking that way or being wrong. And then she'll double down usually on her really shitty opinion and then crap all over that person. So it's really interesting that she said that because that's not always true.
You're experiencing that and you're brave enough to say it in the chat, that would be cool. Otherwise, you can DM me later. But here's what we're going to do if you are experiencing business feeling down or stale or slow or however you want to, define it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take inventory, assess and take inventory of our actions. What are we doing? Because a lot of times, it sounds silly, right? But a lot of times when things feel slow or down, we're like, oh, I'm still, and we're panicked more than we're acting. So we think we're doing all the things, but we're just overthinking and we're not really doing. So are you showing up consistently? And consistently looks different for everyone. I understand that. And it looks different for everyone in different areas. So if you're somebody who, is heavier with email communication, or it's Instagram or whatever, have you been doing it consistently? I haven't. My husband just said to me today, like, when's the last time you talked about DSGC, like, in your stories? And I'm like, that has been a minute. So no shit, I've seen a dip, right? Because I'm not talking about it as much as I normally do.
Is it that, or is it that people in DSGC are leaving and people aren't signing up, continuing it because they're seeing a dip too, and that your DSGC coaching isn't actually doing much for them? Beats me.
So are you talking about your offering, your product, your service as much as you normally do? Are you scrolling and comparing? Because I have been finding myself doing that more than I would like to admit. I get on and I know what I'm going to do. I have the content that I'm going to put out there. And then I start scrolling. And I see everyone else in my industry or profession or field. And I'm like, oh, they're doing better than me. Oh, I should be doing that. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Anyone else? Anyone? Is it just me? So that's an action that I need to be aware of, and I'm sure some of you do as well. What are you doing for personal development? I feel like that's one of the...
Does she actually think this is a training? For people whose business is down, MLM is down for particular reasons. One of them being anti-MLM. Facts. What the facts show. People coming out with their stories. People coming out with what they've experienced. Hundreds of thousands of millions, honestly, of people at this point sharing their experience, sharing what they think. TikTok's been huge. YouTube has been huge. Even Instagram has been huge on this issue. And I definitely think that's one of the reasons. I'm sure there are several more. It's not because they're not being consistent. It's not because they're not doing personal development. It's not because they are comparing themselves. It's because MLM business model is being seen for what it truly is, a scam. But she can't say that, right?
I feel like that's one of the things that goes pretty quickly when you're feeling like business is down. I have to go do. I have to overthink. And there's really nothing being poured in. So you're not reading, or you're not listening to the podcasts, or you're not tuning into DSGC like you should be, because there's an entire replay library at your disposal of trainings from experts. So many trainings that you could tune into and play while you're getting ready in the morning, folding laundry, driving home from school drop-off, whatever. That's there. And I know that not everyone is using it how they could be.
Okay, so no, she's not actually doing this to help people in their business. What she's doing is to promote DSGC. Because she just said her husband pretty much called her out for not promoting it like she should be, or not promoting it as much. She's doing this to really promote DSGC. Direct Sales Growth Community, which is a branch of No Shame Sales Game.
Hold on, let me look at the chat really quick. How much do you talk about your offer and product? Do you have an amount of times per week you make an offer? I don't have a specific ratio. I know that everyone wants one. I get asked every day what that is. I show up and lead with my gut in my business a lot of times. So if I have something to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. But I do think you should be talking about the business or whatever it is that you're selling in some way every day. It needs to be a part of your content. Doesn't mean every day is a sale or like it's a hard sell, but it needs to be talked about in some way, right? Because people need to associate your product or your service with you It's not just something that's like, maybe she does that, maybe she doesn't. Okay, so you can talk about your stuff every day, but that also means that you need to be talking about other stuff every day. So you're talking about I'm using just myself as an example, but like you're talking about the trash TV that you're watching. By the way, if you've not watched Naked Attraction, that is a very shocking show. And I can't stop. I can't look away. Okay. All right, I'm looking. We get caught up in so much that personal development, we do nothing. Yeah, small things every day, okay? So that's the first thing. We're going to take inventory and we're going to assess our actual actions. And you can do this by even going to your Instagram insights and looking. It's humbling to go in and say, and look back over the past couple of weeks and see, I really haven't been that consistent, or I really haven't talked about the product that much, or I really haven't. So that's a concrete thing that you can do today. Go back and assess the content that you've been putting out, whether it's emails, stories, posts, whatever it is. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to stop and assess and take inventory of our energy. I know that sounds a little woo for some people, but my people, like energy is 99% of this. Are you panicked? Are you forcing? Are you coming from a place of, I have to be transactional in order to get what I need? I've been in places before, I need to make money. I need to sell 10 more things to get what I need. And when that's the case, you become transactional and people can feel it, and you're not there to help anyone. You're not there to serve anyone. You're not there to add value. You're there for you first.
My question is, Colleen, what the hell do you think they're doing in their MLM business? You think they're there for shits and gigs? You think they're there to serve people? Listen, let's get this straight. If you're working, if you're getting paid for something, you're there to make money. We can obviously put asterisks to that, right? Like, and help people, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Like, I work in the medical field. I'm an ultrasound technician. Obviously, I'm there to help people, but I also go to work to make money. I enjoy what I do. I need to make money because that's a part of society. And I also like to help people. When people like Colleen use words like, are you there to serve people? Are you there to help people? She's pretty much pushing the idea of, you should do this not just to get paid. You should do this even when you're not getting paid. It cannot be about the money, because you don't really make money in MLMs. The majority of people don't. And when you push that idea in their head of, you're actually there to serve and help people, they will take their eyes off the money when they shouldn't be, and not even realize that they're in the negatives. That's a really destructive and deceptive tactic that I see a lot of top leaders and coaches like Colleen use to keep people in.
And people can feel that energetically, and it doesn't click. So if you are feeling like, I'm operating from a place of, oh shit, I need to make some money. Oh shit, I need to do X, Y, and Z for me. Pause. Truly. Step away for a day. Nothing bad will happen. And get clear on, go on a walk, be out in nature, do what you need to do. But you need to get clear about how you can show up and help other people. Okay? Everyone can feel when you're desperate. The commission breath is real, and it just turns people off. And are you having fun? Honestly, business can and should be fun. If you don't highlight your sense of humor, if you're not having a good time, what's the point?
Point is to make money. That's what y'all push. When it comes to MLMs, y'all push making money. That's the first thing. You start a business to make money as a stay-at-home mom, or as someone who's going to have more time for their children. That is the main goal, is you're going to make money, and you're going to do it while not having to go into an office, while having free time with your family, which is obviously not true. It's not time freedom, it's location freedom. You have to work. It's just from pretty much mostly wherever you want, including your children's soccer games, including your nephew and niece's birthdays, including all of that, and vacations. Anyway, let's keep watching.
I don't know if anyone here needs this reminder, but this life that we're living right now is not the dress rehearsal. This is the show. And why are we acting like, oh, well, tomorrow or next time or whatever? Have fun, enjoy it. That's what it's about. People want to be in the energy of someone who is having fun and enjoying what they're doing and having a good time. Okay? So we're stopping and we're assessing our actions. We're stopping and we're assessing our energy. This should be fun. What's the point if you aren't having fun? I love being a social seller and meeting new people. Exactly. But a lot of times we get so serious and we think about the numbers part of it, or the P&L, or the goals, which we're going to get to.
Those are very important. Those are so important in a business. The numbers, the goals, all of that. That's important. That's probably the biggest thing you should focus on. By numbers, I'm thinking paycheck. I don't know if she means like people. I don't really see people as numbers, but obviously that's a part of business a lot of the time. It's like how many customers, how many clients, how many blah, 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 blah. I know that some people do their jobs not mostly about money. Take social workers, for example. Some of the most emotionally and mentally difficult jobs as a social worker, and they also don't get paid much. They don't get paid what they deserve. Now, obviously those jobs like that, and there are many others, don't make a lot of money, and it's not really all about the money. But when it comes to an MLM, they push it being about the money and the freedom and all of that. But then when you get it and you're not doing that, they say, oh, well, why are you focused on that? You should be focused on the community. You should be focused on serving people and being a part of God's plan and blah, blah, blah. I hope that made sense, but that's what I see a lot of times.
But then we stop having fun. Okay. I remember that when I was running for my car, like the car program, it became not fun because I was so focused, and that was the only thing I was there to do, and it wasn't fun. How about the fear? And what are we afraid of, right? Are you afraid of succeeding? Or are you afraid, because that's real. I think that's more real than the fear of failure, actually. People are afraid of what's going to happen when they succeed.
I disagree, at least in this instance.
You know, how am I going to manage a team that size? What am I going to do if I have 100 customers? What am I going to do if 500 people join my community? Why don't we just stop for a minute and get the first customer or the first person to join? As somebody who has thousands of people in my community, I can guarantee you and assure you that 5,000 people did not come through on one day. Okay? And yeah, Jamie, there's a lot more responsibility with growth, not gross. So
Freudian slip? I don't know.
It's scary. And it feels really weird and counterintuitive to be like, I'm scared of succeeding. It's real.
Oh my, you're scared of succeeding. You're saying that you're not succeeding because you're scared of it. Not because facts and statistics show that the majority of people in MLMs do not succeed in them. They do not actually make money. Over 99% of people don't actually profit in MLMs. The majority of them lose money. That's from the Federal Trade Commission themselves. And you can see it listed in the description. But this idea that people are just afraid to succeed and that's why a lot of them aren't is complete and utter BS.
Or are you afraid of people judging you? Are you afraid of falling flat on your face? I've fallen flat on my face so many times and failed so many times that now it just is like, okay, well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, or I'll figure it out. Everything's figure outable, and every time you fail, you're really learning something and how to do it differently and tweak it for the next time. Everything. So I don't want you to be afraid of not hitting the mark the first time. Also, I want you to not be afraid of not being like the best or the person. You know, people are afraid to show up because, oh, someone's better than me, someone's smarter than me, somebody's more polished than I am. Well, guess what? You showing up as where you are right now is going to give other people the permission to do the same thing. I'm a great example of that. Whether it was this account, whether it was DSGC, everything that I do it, and it happens, you know, it develops along the way. right?
Something I find interesting, and I don't even know it's because of what she said just now, but it's popped in my head and I want to talk about it, is the fact that people like Colleen believe, at least I think they believe, if you're failing in an MLM, if you're failing in your MLM business or whatever, you're doing something wrong. You're missing something. There's something you need to fix. They don't actually think it could possibly be the MLM's issue. And let me take it a step further. This is the real issue. They don't possibly believe it could be the MLM business structure. They don't believe that you could actually be working hard and failing. You could be doing everything they say and failing, which so many people, the majority of people do. A lot of people who join MLMs work hard. Even those not in the top 1%, even though people like Colleen like to say that they don't. A lot of people don't work hard in MLMs. Yeah, no, they do. They just can't succeed because that's not the way the business structure was created. If a lot of people are succeeding in MLMs, the MLM business model is not working the way it should be working. The MLM company and the CEO and the people in the company need to be making a ton of money, and then sort of the top leaders, and then everyone else is nothing, pretty much. They're just funneling money upwards. And that's the issue with the pyramid we talk about, right? It's not the motherfucking shape. It's the way that the money runs in the pyramid. It's funneling upwards. When you see a lot of times with corporate America or regular businesses, the money is funneling downwards. People are actually getting paid. The money's coming to them. They're getting paid for their work. The way the money flows is the biggest issue. Now I went down another rabbit hole in another trail somewhere, but all of that to say, it can never be the MLM's fault. It can never be the business model's fault. It's always yours, which is wrong. That's just not true.
Okay, so we're assessing our actions, we're assessing our energy. We are also assessing what is going on in the world. Business is slow, views are down, things are happening. There's lots of stuff. The world is heavy, right? There's a recession, there's genocide, there's war, there's really heavy things going on right now. And
all right, I agree. Just on what she said right there, that's it. That's the only part. From here on out, I probably won't.
People are preoccupied in a lot of different ways. So you have to keep that in mind as well. I'm very much someone who's able, like, when things are down for me or views or whatever, I'm like, everyone started hating me overnight. I was just talking to Danielle McCleary about this. We were texting and I was like, yo, what are your story views like? Because I'm pretty sure everyone hates me. And that happened overnight. That's not what happens overnight. There's a lot going on. So we're going to assess what's going on in the world and take like note of that and think, oh, yeah, there's other things happening outside of me and my business. No shit. An election coming up? Yes. A lot. People are scared. People are angry. There's just a lot. And that's justified. All of it. We're also, okay, so that's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to assess and take inventory of our circle. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they negative? Are they panicked?
Define negative for me, Colleen. When an MLMer says negative, I need them to define it because they see anything questioning, having concerns, pushing back, criticizing, critiquing, anything that could possibly be a little pushback is negative. Like, well, I did this, like you said, but it just didn't work for me. That's negative. They streamline and bolster this toxic positivity and act like it should be the norm. But it shouldn't be. It's okay to explain and tell your feelings. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to push back. That stuff's okay and it should be okay. The way people go about it is important as well, but ultimately, like, that stuff's okay, but to them it's not. So I really need them, when they say negativity, to explain what they mean by that, because a lot of times it's toxic positivity.
Are they stressed? Are they constricted? They're like, oh yeah, shit, the ship is going down. We got, look what everyone else is doing. Look what's happening. That's real different than like me saying to Danielle, yo, what's going on with the views right now? I'm like, what the hell? That's very different than saying, oh my God, the algorithm hates me. Instagram is going down. My business is failing. It's different than being like objective and saying, okay, I see what's going on. I'm curious about this, right? You can be curious rather than panicked. Those are very different things. Or negative. Are they abundant? You know, are they helping you? Are they offering insights to you? I have friends now that, like Danielle or my friend Caitlin or Shauna or whoever, and I can say, I'm confused here. Can you help me? And it's never like, oh, gatekeeping. If you have gatekeepers in your circle, find a new fucking circle. Okay? There should be no gatekeeping.
She is a coach that will not share pretty much any of anything she does in the coaching atmosphere. Like, you have to purchase her shit to hear what she's gonna say about stuff. I mean, like, this is just really off the top of her head, means nothing, just trying to like push DSGC and why you should do it. Colleen is a huge gatekeeper. Even though she's gonna say that she's not gonna give you like a free solid training. Even though she calls this a free mini training, this is BS. This is not a good training. You're not going to get a little insight into anything that she's training on unless you're paying for it. Especially nowadays. At the beginning, when she was first starting, it was a little different because she'd obviously just started it and wanted people to kind of see and come in and blah, blah, blah. But now you have to pay for it. And the price has gone up too.
Because the table is big enough, there's a room for everybody. But I often find that when people feel like business is down or things are slow, then gatekeeping becomes more the norm.
I don't always think gatekeeping is bad. I do think when it comes to MLM coaches, their gatekeeping is BS because they're all saying the same thing and they're all doing it in the same way, just behind a paywall. You don't always have to spill the beans on everything. When it comes to MLM coaching, it's all pretty much the same. And if you got a glimpse of it, you could see it and you wouldn't pay for it. Or people like me and other people who do anti-MLM could call it out, right? They show a glimpse and you're like, that's literally what everyone says. Why are you paying thousands of dollars a year for that? But she doesn't do that, and a lot of coaches don't either.
Because people are like, well, I got to figure it out for myself first. But if we can all figure it out together. I also am really proud of the community that DSGC is, because the women in there get it and they're abundant and they say this is what's working and this is what's not and this is what I'm seeing. And people are helped on a daily basis in there, not only from me, but from each other. And so if you need a circle, you should get into DSGC.
Like I said, she's doing this to sell her coaching. She's just throwing in these little things off the top of her. She didn't prepare for this. She's just throwing in shit off the top of her head so that she can make it look like it's not just an advertisement.
Let's also not surround ourselves with others dealing with the same things we deal with that keep us in a negative, whiny state. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to be aware of your circle. You have to take inventory of it. We all know, like, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Whatever, fine, sure. But also your energy is the same as the 5 people that who are the last 5 people you've texted? Who are the last 5 people that are in your DMs? If they're bitching and moaning and being negative, you got some work to do, because you want to be in an abundant, open orbit.
Can people not have bad moments? Aaron's not gonna freaking ditch me and ball up and say, peace out, negative Nancy, if I'm having a bad moment and I'm bitching and moaning about something. I have a lot of those moments, I think, to Aaron, but why can't people have those moments? I wouldn't even call them bad. I think it's normal to have venting, bitching, and moaning. Now, if someone's like that 24/7, I'm not really gonna want to be around them, but I think it's okay to do that with your friends.
Lastly, what is going on out there? You're going to assess and take inventory of your goals. Now, I said a couple minutes ago, like, sometimes your goals can get too, like when I was running it for the car program a couple years ago, like it was too focused on the goal and I couldn't see anything else. So that it was like, and it was detrimental. I feel, though, that a lot of people have lost sight of their goals and they're just out there flailing around like, this is what I should be doing. This is what should be happening. I'm watching other people. I'm getting distracted by shiny objects. And they're not making decisions based on their goals. I talk about this concept in my book that you can pre-order on Amazon. It's called Don't Make It Weird. But I read about this in a book called Wanting. And it's this concept of mimetic desire. And I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but it's you're wanting something because you saw somebody else want it first. Like, if I was hungry, I wouldn't need someone to tell me that a sandwich is what I need, right? But once I'm not hungry and starving, now I look around for other people. Well, do I want to eat meat? Should it be gluten-free? What kind of things are going on? Because I look to other people. So are you looking at other people for your goals, or are you looking inside yourself? Oh,
I kind of get what she's saying, but was that a weird example? Can someone describe that to me a little bit better in the comments or something? Maybe I'm just having a moment. I don't feel like I wrapped my head around it with that explanation from her.
my book, it's called Don't Make It Weird, The Entrepreneur's Guide.
So it's not only about DSGC, but it's about selling her new book. Because of course, her MLM was so great, she didn't need to make more money. She was so successful that she has to create a whole entire coaching program where she's trying to make more money. And now she also has to sell a book to make even more money. Not that it's wrong for people to do that, but it's wrong for them to say, I am so successful in my MLM. I'm here just to serve you, while charging thousands of dollars for coaching. I'm like, okay,
To being human on the internet. But you can just go on Amazon and type Don't Make It Weird, Colleen Nichols, and it'll come up. It's available for pre-order. It launches on January 23rd.
I had someone tell me that Amazon, the bestseller category in Amazon, when it pops up on the book, it's not actually like that legitimate. And so I would love that person or someone to explain that more to me in the comments below, why it's not, and also maybe give examples of what legitimate bestseller stuff actually is. I don't know.
Do you feel like going live consistently is necessary to help grow and build your confidence in what your audience needs? I do. Here, I find that when I go live, I get a better pulse check on what's going on, but also on my personal account, I don't go live. I'm in my stories a lot. And my stories is where I get the pulse check, because my DMs are constantly ablaze. I'm constantly talking to people and getting that immediate pulse check. So I have two different audiences, and I have two different ways to communicate with them. So that's the point, that you have to figure out what your audience needs and wants and connects with. All right. I stress about going live on Insta so much. If you stress about it, like, are you stressing because, like, I'm not going to be good? I'm stressing nobody's going to watch? I think about it like this. I don't watch the number of people who are on here, because for me, if you're joining me live, that's awesome. But I think of this as like a free mini training, so it's can live on my page and people can come. They can share it. They can come rewatch it. So,
like me, I'm sharing it right now. Well, mostly giving critique and criticisms and calling out her BS, but call it whatever you want.
people are going to be here live when I'm doing it, cool, but I don't get stressed about that. So maybe if you have that kind of tweak in your mind, because sometimes people feel like, oh, this is embarrassing, nobody's watching. This is being made right now to live on my page. I'm glad you're here live, but also I hope you share it with other people who can watch the replay. Okay, so will there be an audio version of your book? Yes, I recorded it. It'll be me in your ears. Paper copy isn't available on the Canadian Amazon. I know it's not available internationally yet. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you're feeling like no one will show up on the live. Who cares? Who cares? Or you feel like, oh gosh, now since we're talking about it, I'm watching the numbers. Oh God, 1 minute ago there were 84 people. Now there's 79. Well, probably the ones that fell off were done taking their morning dump. And, like, that's why they were watching me. Like, they didn't stop their day to listen to what I was saying live. They were...
Is that why y'all stop watching my videos? Is because you're taking your morning dump?
Taking a dump, and they were on their phone. And, like, I was part of their morning BM. I love that. I think about that about a book, too. Like, my book's going to be next to so many toilets. How awesome. So you have to think about it outside of yourself. You know, views are going down. This is happening.
I don't want to touch your reading material that's next to your toilet because I know there's fecal matter on it, and why would I want to touch that? I try to put my toothbrush as far away and covered, if I can, from my toilet. Whatever, that's off topic. I'm now stressing about how far my toothbrush is from my toilet.
People are living their lives, and their lives do not revolve around you or me, sadly, right? or their toddler stole their phone, or the light turned red or green and they're on their phone in their car like they shouldn't be, or it was their turn to go up in the Starbucks drive-thru. There's so many ways and reasons that people are on their phones that they have to keep moving on with their life. Okay, so when you're afraid of going live, don't think about things like that, or try your best. Okay, so to recap, we're taking inventory and assessing our actions. What have we been doing? Have we, like, and you're looking through your, Instagram archive, you're looking at your stories, you're looking at your posts, you're looking how many emails have I sent, how many whatever, and being real honest with yourself. You're assessing your energy. Am I being like shitty? Am I being panicked? Am I being desperate? Am I being only transactional? Or am I having a relationship with the people who are in my orbit on the internet? Assess what's going on in the world. It doesn't revolve around you. There's a lot of things going on, and you don't have to talk about all those things. You don't have to talk about any of those things publicly, but you have to be aware of them. You're assessing your circle. Who's in it? Do you need a new one? Obviously, you should be part of DSGC no matter what.
Told you, it's just seller shit.
Because it's an amazing circle to be in. And you're going to get in touch with your goals and what you actually want. Not what you think you should want because other people want it. And are your actions supporting your goals? Because if your goal is to, I don't know, I can't think of a good example off the top of my head, but like, are your behaviors supporting your goal? That's to have more peace in your life, but you're constantly scheduling trips and lives and this and that, and you feel frazzled. Well, no, you're not. So I hope that everyone's able to get really clear on.
Okay, before you go, hit that subscribe button if you want. I want to say that because I know a lot of people click off right after I'm done putting commentary to this. So when you go to click off, you could just hit the subscribe button and the like button if you'd like to. Thank you, Colleen, for this really incredible, innovative training. Thanks for watching. I would love to know your thoughts on her training below. And I also want to thank y'all again for 20K. That is wild. And I'd love to know why you decided to subscribe if you have a moment. I am really grateful that my content means something to y'all, and I hope to continue to be able to put forth content that means a lot, put forth content that makes a difference, that warns people, helps people, saves people from scams, promotes better mental health awareness. Just, there's several things that I hope my content does, and I appreciate you being here for it. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Show you what I'm all about. Make up for what we lost. Tonight is the night that we're gonna fall in love. I don't care about you and him. I don't care about what has been. I only care about yours.